Hi, Lori. Let's try this and see if it answers the questions that you have. I'm in the course, and what we're going to do is we're going to go down here to testing. I'm going to click on that, and when I click on testing, it should come up with test 1, test 2. Oh, looks like it decided it didn't like that. Let's do it again. Okay, so we're going to go over here to test 1, and we click on this down arrow just to the right, and that gives me some options, and it says edit the test, and I do that. I would do this if I were going to change actual questions and things like that. But we also have edit test options, so I'm going to click that, and it should give us the information that we need to make changes within settings such as when to launch it and that sort of thing. Okay, so we have the name of the test. You can put a description here of the test. You've already got the test instructions. We're going to scroll down. Show instructions to students before they begin the test. You might want to click that to enable it. It's up to you. You'll have to think about it. Likewise, you might want to consider opening the test in a new window so they have a little more territory to work in. That's up to you. I don't know what the content of the test looks like when you actually take it. You have make link available. Yes, that's good. Add a new announcement for this test. Looks like you created one a while back. Don't know if you want to add a new announcement or not. Here you have the opportunity to let people do multiple attempts if you want to. Score attempts using last graded attempt. You have other options in here. Now it looks like since you haven't said anything here, you don't have this option. Again, force completion. Do you want them to do it all in one sitting, or do you let them do something else? You have set the timer. You've got 60 minutes set. Auto submit. Actually, I haven't used that before. I'd have to look into that and see just exactly what it does, but it looks self-explanatory. You have it set to display after the 23rd at 9 a.m. and you have it set to display until the 26th at 3 a.m. Did you mean 3 a.m. or 3 p.m.? That's sort of an unusual time. That's up to you. This is an option if you want to. You can always create a password so that people have to know the password to take the test. There's not normally a need for that. I use that if somebody misses the test and I want to make it available just to them at a later time. Test availability exceptions, that shouldn't apply because you're giving it to everybody. The due date, generally this will be the same as this up here, 10:26 at 3 a.m. Yeah, you have 10:26 at 11:59, so you probably want to change that to 10:26 at 11:59 p.m. You may want to enable this so they can't take the test once the date has started. And you have, this is good, you have included this test in Grade Center score calculations because it's part of the Grade Center. Then show test and feedback to the students. I think this is one of the things that you were asking about. So you have it set now for after submission, or you can change it to due date or after availability end date. You have options about showing the test. I usually have what you have set here by default after submission. All answers correct and submitted. I don't know if you put feedback for your questions, but if you did, you might want to look at whether you want the feedback or whether you want to show the incorrect questions. And then you may want to look into this to see if you want any of these to be displayed. Test presentation, do you want the whole thing to show at once, or do you want to show one question at a time? Do you want to allow people to go back to questions after, in case they wanted to think about them a bit more, or whatever, whether once they've put in a question and answer, they can't go back to it again. Do you want these to appear in a certain order that you created them, or do you want to randomize the questions so I get the questions in a different order than another student might get them in? You have it set to randomize now, and when you've changed everything, of course, just hit submit, which I don't think I'm going to do right now. All right, hopefully that'll answer the questions that you have. Let me know if it did not, and I will talk to you later.